Hello everyone, it is good to be back for my second video. This is Missy, aka Mama Fox. So those of you that were here yesterday, we built our base. We are doing the Revolving Food House by Cute Room. I don't actually know if that's the name of the company or if it's just that's the description, but that's the only other word I could actually read on the box. So that's what we went with. So there is one item that we forgot to do yesterday, and that was to cut the space for our, to cut the paper out for our little toggle switch. So I'm just gonna jump in and we're gonna go ahead and cut that out real quick. I did lower down the camera. I don't have a perfectly overhead shot, which I wish I did have, but I don't. So we're gonna see how this goes. Let me know what you think. So I just scored it from the inside so I could see where it was from the outside. I like to use the wood as my guide, so I got the sides pretty good. There we go. Just pop that out. That way we can put our little toggle switch in and not have to fight with the paper. All right, so our little notch here goes, that's gonna be in the back. That's where our light cord is gonna go through. So jumping right back in, we are going to, actually we're going to do our light. So that's in this bag. So I'm going to pull out our lights. Now this is the little 3 bulbs on the 1 wire lead. Now, fun thing about these kits, you have to wire in your own lights. My very first kit, I did not know how to do this. My dad helped me because none of them were stripped. and so far I've not found a wire stripper small enough for these. So I have to use my wire cutters very, very gently when I have to either add extensions or cut short or whatever the case may be that I can't just pull off the ends and go. These kits have been pretty good. I've not been able to do any extras on this. So, just so you know, that, yes, that was an eye-opener for me. I think my most lights have been 13 in a kit. And other than the first one, I have done all of them myself. So, all right, we're going to move the base over now. So let's get, we need C1. What is C1? Yes, it is the one with this little doodad here. And we have to put the lamp head on, and then we have to stick on C11, which is in our paper. Where is that? C11 right here. Okay, so we're gonna cut this out real quick. So I've only done an hour on this kit. Now normally I would be a couple hours in, but I decided to start videoing on this one, so I didn't want to jump ahead, and unfortunately I started on a heat wave day. Oh, see there, I had my blade twisted a little bit. I'm gonna have to clean that edge up a little bit, but that's okay. That's okay. So I'm in Southern California, and we were 107 today, folks. 107, and we don't have central air. We just have room airs. So my bedroom wasn't horrible, but the rest of the house pretty much was. So I spent all afternoon in the pool. The reason I have just, it is, it's about 1 a.m. I have to turn my air off, my room air off, so that y'all can hear me. And I was not able to turn it off until now. It was still too warm in here. So I got a little nap. And now I'm rope rolling and ready to go. So just taking our time on, these are gonna be fun. Oh, and I've got to do them soon. I didn't do that line. Okay. Alright, we just got to get in between these little spots here. Let's see how we did. Oh, I missed a whole line. Whoops. Now let's... How did I... What did I miss? Did I get the ends? Oh, maybe not. Nah, that was it. I didn't get the little short ends. Okay. So I've got a little bit of cleanup. That's okay. Just, like I said, I twisted my blade a little bit. So I'm just going to go in and very carefully just try to get it right up to that line without going over. Now for me, I can go ahead and twist that blade just a touch inwards, and it'll take care of that for me. It's just a lot of trial and error. I have cut before and went straight, like taken off a whole corner before. You know, that's what glue's for. It's okay. There's never something, generally not something you can't fix, or just revamp. I've had things before that I've kind of messed up and went, well, it's not going to fit that way, so how else can I make it fit? And that's okay. That's what I like to call artistic license, and I am really proficient at using it. Okay, so it says to stick the lamp head and then stick C1. Where am I sticking it? Oh, I'm only sticking one first. Okay, so this is, I've got to use my resin here, my UV resin, and I showed you this guys before. It's Svek, I'm not quite sure how you say that. UV resin, it was just cheap. It says no odor, but it's kind of a sickly sweet smell. Now, I can't just pour it out. That's too big of a hole for me to control. So what I have learned, I have these little appointment cards that my doctor puts tape over, and that's fine. And I can just bob it right on there, and then when I'm done, just use a little wipey to wipe it up. I've done it on other papers. It's fine, whatever works, you know. This is just something that way I can keep using it. I don't have to get something over and over. Oh, I probably didn't need that much. Yeah, that's the one thing about this. It does come out pretty good. And then I just use a toothpick, and I get my UV light ready. So where am I sticking this? How am I sticking this? Okay, I'm gonna okay, I don't like when they do this. It's just annoying. Why can't I stick it on the back? I gotta stick it on the front, and then I've gotta stick my paper over that metal. Anyways, okay, so it's kind of just, it gives me a measurement, of 2.6 centimeters, but it's pretty much just in middle of this little circle here. So I could measure and everything, but oh, they want it 2.6 centimeters in. Well, it's just right in middle. No, it's not quite in middle. Okay. Oh, it's right over that line. Okay, guess what? I'm gonna measure. And yes, this is what you get when you watch me on my, what am I doing, what am I doing, what am I doing? I do this a lot, but that's okay. I'd rather talk it out, think it through, than stick something and then afterwards go, oh crap, I shouldn't have done that. Just simply because I was in a rush. So they measure from the outside edge here. Oh, sorry, my fingers are in the way. They measure from the outside edge here. So we're gonna measure over, no, 2.6 centimeters. 2.6 centimeters is over here, folks. And so that's not right. That's not right at all. Okay. This is where sometimes I don't understand what they're doing. Their measurements don't always match up. Their proportions don't always match up. So I'm going to go by the picture and run it up this little inside line here, and I'm just going to put it about halfway in the middle of the hole there. I don't really have another choice because, like I said, the measurements don't match. I don't understand. So we're just going to run with this. This is the metal, so I could probably get away with super glue instead of the resin, but since I've already poured it, I am going to go ahead and use it. It's quick, it's easy. My fingers are not wanting to work right now. I want that light bulb to be on the upside. Maybe if I do this, then you guys can still see. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab some resin here on my toothpick, and then I'm just gonna let it kind of drip over that wire and onto each side of it, and then hit it with the UV light. Now don't hit your little puddle down there with the UV light. I've done that before and ruined a whole little squirt. This says it takes 10 seconds. Doesn't take long at all. That should be good. And then boom, I'm solid. So okay. So I'm just going to, and also don't leave your toothpick in the little puddle, because for whatever reason it will travel up the toothpick, and then you don't have a puddle anymore, you have a soaked toothpick. So I'm just going to move this off to the side real quick, because I'll save that. That's why I like to use that. Okay, so now we're supposed to put on our cover, or our wallpaper, I should say. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a bottle, a little squeeze. I just like to do round because it doesn't bulk it up as much. Sometimes you gotta push it around. I got a little too heavy-handed there. Don't squeeze a whole lot, just very light pressure, so it doesn't flow. It just kind of trickles out, and then I can smear it Oops. Or I can coat my cutting board. Okay. Now I am going to dab those little, too much of a dab. There we go. Those little cut downs, down drops, whatever. Guys, it's 1 a.m. I'm a little tired. Sorry. Okay. Line up a corner, lining up the side, and then again I like to pick it up and feel my edges. Make sure I'm lined up correctly as I'm laying it down. Yep, that looks good. Nope, I'm a little bit, okay, yep. There we go. Just lining it up. And then I'll hold it and push out towards the edge. That way it lays it flat, but it also spreads some of any of the glooped up glue off towards the edge. Make sure we get that corner good and those little legs there. That one's gonna lay funny because of that wire, but it did better than I thought. It was a little heavy-handed, so I have this little tool. This is for my diamond art painting. If I've got gloops, sometimes it does help to just roll it a little bit. I found that it kind of smushes that glue out. I'm not going to roll over the very top of the wire, but smushes that glue a bit around flatter, a bit flatter than my fingers can. So I don't use it every time, but it was a little bit heavy on this one. All right, and stick C12 and C13, which are C12 and C13, to the front and back side of that little bubble thing there. Okay, so yeah, I'm not getting, well, just getting glue off my hand. Not looking forward to these. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. Trim all that excess away so that way when I'm flipping and flopping it around, I don't have to contend with those. I'm gonna cut them in half. You don't have to. I just like to work with what I'm actually just working with. Omakisi. I don't know what that means. So I'm just gonna start. I'm just gonna pick a spot, and then just start. And I have learned doing circles and stuff. I just leave my X-Acto blade in my cutting mat and just turn the paper a little bit and then continue to go around. For me, that works best. I've tried kind of different ways of, see that one I kind of used a little bit of just turning my blade. I've done it different techniques. Whoop, I pulled it off. And this seems to be the easiest way. Except these little bubbles, I can just kind of, I go ahead and lift my blade. Mostly because I have trouble seeing them. That's the most reason I lift my blade on these little ones. So you can see where to lay it back down. And yeah, we're just gonna go around to the corner here. Like I said, just hold, oh, I had to lift because I got off track. It's okay if you get off track. Just stop, realign, and then go again. Just take your time. The only thing is, you saw how I started here and I ended up over here because you're constantly leaving that blade in that mat, twisting. You work your way. I have went from one side to the other before in one piece of paper and worked myself right off my mat. So just be careful what you're cutting on. Like I said, take your time. Whoop, I went. Oh, I was off-roading there for a second, guys. Sorry. On the easy part. What? Yeah. So, okay, we're just going to make those turns again. There we go. See how we did. Not bad. Not bad at all, I would say. Oh, must have got some glue on my mat. Oops. Okay, so let's do, I believe that's the front side. So let's do the back side now. And we'll just do the same thing, just turning that paper. And then I've got a really sharp corner there. And then on these just little ones, because I can't see when I get about halfway, I can't see where to come back. Just it's my lighting, my shadows. So I just go ahead and lift up then, and find the line again. Just follow it around. There's a point there, so that's a good place to stop and reset. Come around to this side. And you could use scissors for this. I said in the last video, I know a lot of people use scissors and they find it much easier than a X-Acto knife. I'm one of the few that I don't really like scissors. I have a harder time telling the path of the scissors than I do where my blade's going. So use whatever's easiest for you. Just make it as simple as can be for yourself, because this is supposed to be fun, you know. I've had days where I've been so flustered that I don't want to do it anymore, and that defeats the purpose of these miniatures. These are to enjoy and have fun with. So okay, so I'm just going to a lot of times with paper I will use my tweezers just to get the feel for it. Okay, it's a little twisted there. Alright, so I'm going to take my precision tip and I'm just going to put some glue on this edge. Just run a bead of it. That's why I like this precision tip. Okay, so we're going to come back over and lay down best we can, because remember that light core metal pieces there, so it's kind of lifting up a little bit here. So just, you know, do the best you can. The good thing, they will slide a little bit. You have a little bit of leeway. Okay, that looks good to me. So let's flip it over and do the back side of this sign. So this must be on the side maybe, because why are we doing both sides? I don't know. I look at the picture when I buy these things, but then I forget to look at the picture as I'm working on it, and I'm just going step by step. So I'm like, what's that gonna look like? I don't remember. Okay, we're just gonna pop that down on there. Like I said, with that glue, it'll let you slide it around a little bit. Just be careful. Slide it a little bit at a time if you need to slide it. I've slid it right off before, so. All right. Looks good to me. Okay. Oh, my mat's dirty. I know I need to clean my mat. All right, we're going to set this over to the side for a minute, and we're going to get B3, which is in the bag here. So it's going to be square with a notch. It's our only other white piece in the bag, so it's obviously going to be that. But in the very beginning, they give you a breakdown of what is in each bag. So if I had trouble finding which one it was, like these two, it'll tell me. So B11 is a wood and beige color, the sizing, and then how many pieces. So this is 1.9 by 0.33 centimeters, and this is 1.8 by 0.2. So they're going to be kind of close. But if I've had things that are like literally a millimeter difference. And so you can look in the front, and it will tell you what is in each of the bags, the little packages, so you know definitely what you're supposed to be using. So that is very helpful. When I first started, I would check mark them off as I use them to make sure that I was using the correct one. One time I had a bag. It was probably, the smallest one was probably about twice this size, and I think I had A through F, so like 6 of them. And that was just the wood pieces. And oh my goodness, it was so confused. They were so close in measurement. That one was a bitch. It was, whew, yeah, that one was rough. That was a lot of marking and a lot of measuring. All right, so this we're gonna have the notch on this side, and then we need to cut out. I keep things in order as I go. So if I don't keep them in order, I lose them. All right, so we need to cut out C7. I'm just going to go ahead and cut right on the lines on these two. And again, cut however you want to cut them. The straight ones, well, those are going to be fun. Those are like little tabbies. The straight ones are probably going to be, well, they're going to be your easiest. Just whack them out with the X-Acto or whack them out with scissors, whatever's easiest on you. And I'm just going to go ahead and take this all the way off so I can put this back and out of my way. And then we'll finish trimming this on up. Now this is where you get it started, and then you're going to kind of hold down both sides of your cuts, because otherwise they'll kind of buckle up and it can distort your cutting line, distort your paper, and then you'll cut all wonky. So just be aware. You want that paper to be nice and taut, nice and flat, and if it's not, it's okay to just keep readjusting your hold on it. So it moved a little, so I get, moved a little. So as it moves, I just get a little bit closer to my cut where I'm cutting at, and that solves that problem. Here's our notch on this one, so I'm going to go ahead and notch this one since it's right at the edge. Like I said yesterday, the circles, the little wire holes, I will wait till I have them on the wood. We don't have any wire holes in this one, which is good. So, but I will wait till my paper is on the wood and then use that wood circle as my guide. It just makes that so much easier. But these little notches are pretty easy. And we are going to just try not to get too much glue on this one. Not be so heavy-handed. It doesn't need that much glue. Not every little tiny drop, little space needs a drop of glue. Whoops. Keep it, so just kind of shoo. I do like to get the corners kind of good. I find that after it dries, or is almost dried, I'll go back sometimes and look at my corners, and if they're lifting or the edges are lifting, that's okay. Then I'll just take my little precision tip and stick it in there and squirt a little glue. And again, there's that cleaning glue off my fingers. So we're just going to line this up the best we can, because these edges of the wood are not precisely square. They're almost slightly rounded, especially at the corners, whereas your paper's not. So just do the best that you can. Make sure my notch is lined up and make sure I'm not hanging over on any edges. But yeah, the wood is slightly rounded, so it almost looks like you're not matched up, but I'm matched up. And I'm just going to hold tight in the center, rub towards the outside, and I'm going to roll this one too. I don't know if I'm just extra heavy-handed tonight or what. I've got some gloves going on underneath my paper. And like I said, I know there is glue that will not do this. I don't know if you can, with the light, can you see kind of the little ridges underneath there? That's just my glue. But to me, that's not a big deal. I'm not going to be concentrating on that, and I'm sure once it's together, nobody else will see that, or if they do, they're looking too close. Back up. There is glue that will not do this. However, I personally have watched other people use it, and it leaves a lot of strings, and I don't care to use that. Now, I did, in one of my other kits that I got recently, I got this. I don't even know what it is. It's in Chinese. I can't read it, but it is a glue. I used it on literally one spot. And when I moved it, it had strings galore. And I went, nope, not going to do it. So I technically have a whole lot of glue that I won't use. But that's just my preference. If this bothers you more, then you can absolutely get the other glue, and it won't do that to your paper. So, okay, where am I at? I don't know. Okay, and then we're going to set this aside. Boy, we're just creating and moving and creating and moving. So now we're going to get C19. I'm sorry, C19. Oh, pay attention, Missy. Pay attention. C19 is these 5 boxes. What? Huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going with the flow here, guys. I'm trying to not jump ahead, but I don't understand. So let's cut them out anyways. We'll see. I'm just cutting along the little dotted lines, so that way I can just get them off of this bigger chunk of paper. My corners always stick. That's okay. All right, so I've got to cut each one out. Okay, so I've got to cut each one out and then bend these 6 little tabs. Whoop, I'm out of frame, sorry. Bend these 6 little tabs down, and that is going to be what glues on to my roof. Oh, really? Couldn't have just made it a solid piece? Come on, guys. Okay, so we're going to be cutting for a minute. That's okay. These aren't very big. So I'm just going to cut the bottoms off of everything. Well, at least this top row. If I can do it in a row, a solid line, I kind of like that better. Yeah. Okay, and then I'll just kind of work my way down each horizontal line. Keep my blade straight. I say that because my blade was not straight for a second. I'm just going to pop each of those off. Okay, and now just trying to decide the easiest way this is going to be. I think just taking them, I can't use my shadow. I think just taking them all the way across each of these little tabs is probably going to be the fastest way, instead of cutting each tab individually. Okay, let's and then just going in and kind of cutting that little V out in between the two tabs. Yeah, I think that's going to be easiest. And some of this is just trial and error. What works, what doesn't work. There's a lot of repetition in some of these kits, so you'll get a lot of similar pieces. I've done a lot of like kind of magic kits, like magic houses. I have the Moon Magic House, I have the Magic City, I had a magic bookstore. I like the magic ones, and it's funny, they all kind of have similar pieces to put together. So I can't tell you how many crystal balls I've put together using the same beads and bases. So when I see them, I just kind of go, okay, I know what I'm doing with that. And if the more of these you do, the more kind of routine-ish they get. You start to notice, oh yeah, that's going to be stairs, or that's going to be railings, or that's flooring. You kind of start picking things out, which is kind of fun to see if you're right or not, because sometimes I'm totally off. Sometimes they do things imaginatively, and that's pretty cool. I like when I'm proven wrong, because they're more imaginative than I am. It's a little fun. So I just enjoy doing these. It gives me something to concentrate on, keeps my brain active, yet active in a safe way, so that I'm not kind of it likes to wander, and that's not always the best for me. So to keep my brain active on a constructive project is really great. I do read a lot, which is always good too, as long as the book is good. But I found that I really enjoy doing these. So yeah, like I said, in 6 months I've done 11 full houses. It was funny. I watched another YouTuber, Daniel Builds is his YouTube channel name. Check him out. He's awesome. I learned a ton from him. But he commented, the only time I've ever commented on a YouTube video. I had gotten stuck on my second project, and so I went on YouTube and I said, typed it in, and I found some that kind of did the time-lapse thing, but I couldn't find the specific spot that I was stuck at. And it was too fast for me. I couldn't see all the parts, so I stumbled across Daniel's page, and he had was actually currently, I think that day was his first video was up, and I was like, wow, like, that was pretty cool that I just found it while I was looking for it, and it's like the first video was on. So I spent a couple days, watched his videos, found my spot, went, oh yes, okay. It was amazing. I totally hadn't figured it out, so he helped me figure that out. And then because I like to work on them so much, I kind of zoomed ahead of him. But so I would do my however many hours a day work, and then in the evenings when he posts, I would go and watch his day's work. And I was about 3 or 4 days ahead of him by the time I was done. And it was really interesting to watch the similarities of how we kind of, because their directions were horrible. So it's fun to see the similarities on how we kind of coped with the directions, and then the differences on things. And I would watch him go, oh, I didn't think about that. That was kind of cool, you know. And so I commented that, thanking him for explaining his glue usage, because I had no idea about the different glues, and I had just started, and it was only my second kit, and he was like, oh my goodness, I would not recommend this for a second kit or for a beginner at all. And I'm like, you know, well, I'd already done it. I was complete. And then my next kit was its little sister project. So it was fun. It was difficult. Those were difficult, but okay, so those are cut out. Now, if I can find, what did I do with, come here, ruler. I dropped one. Okay. Sorry about that. I am just trying to get a hold of my little ruler. So, like I showed, this is the one that I went out and bought. The big one, metal with the cork backing. And I love it. I love it. I'd had a couple of plastic ones that I kind of ruined. Now, this, in each kit, you'll get a ruler. And they'll vary. Some are, I have a few. I've tossed a few. So, most of them are just this cheapy little plastic, yellow or white. I did have a thicker plastic one that was okay for a while. This was a fun one. It's just not quite sure what it says on there. DIY something, that's all I can tell. But then in one kit only so far, I've gotten, it's not a thick metal, but it is, I say it's metal. Maybe it's just a super thick plastic now that I'm paying more attention. But anyways, it kind of feels a little bit metalish. I can't cut into it as easy. Like these I would just flick right into. And when I try to use one of these to bend over, they don't crease very good. I think because they're a little bit more rounded. Whereas this one is it's a little thicker, so it has a very very sharp edge on it. So when you have things that you need to pre-bend, like bend, but you're not cutting or you're not folding, you're just going to, or you're not folding over like to glue, you're just gonna, like when we make boxes and when we make books, you will see this thing. So I'm just gonna line up each side edge and then just give it a good 90-degree bend, and then do that on each of them. You don't have to use a ruler for this. You can just do this by hand if you want. Most of mine have, my big kits have been, I've done some libraries, I've done things like that. So a lot of books. I cannot tell you how many books I have folded. Leave a comment if you want me to do a video of all my previous builds. I have them up on shelves. All except one. I gave one away. My very first one I gave as a birthday present to a friend. But I have all my others. And if you guys would like me to just do a short little video showing you them, let me know in the comments and I can do that. So what was I saying? Books. I have bent and glued and made a lot of books and a lot of boxes. And I started out just by hand folding them, and it gets old fast. Let me tell you, when you've got 12 books to fold, and they're 15 pages a piece. You're like, and they're itty bitty, and you're just like, oh my goodness, no. So I found rulers come in amazing to help pre-fold or give that bend in it. Okay, so what do I need? I need B5, which is brown checker. So it's going to be this right here. If I get bag open. All right. So we're going to go around this edging here. So just super quickly, I'm going to kind of line them up because it shows them perfectly lined up, and then well, yeah, maybe that one. It doesn't show any spacing, and I'm not sure if those ones are going to create. I think there's going to be a space there, but let's give it a shot. So it says to lay this flat. Did I leave that open too long? Oh yeah, and it's not sticky. Oh no, okay, it's good. It's good, it's good. So I'm just gonna drop a little drop of, nope, it was a hard little plunk. I'm gonna drop a little drop of glue on each of these little tabs. And then lay it flat and push it. I know you guys can't really see. Let me try to turn this. Push it so that those tabs are straight up and down. I hope they're straight up and down. Oh wait. Nope, see, that's what I get for not paying attention. Okay, let's re-glue. Oh, this is typical. This is not a big deal, guys. This is no problems. I want to put them on top. I want to put it on the edge here, not the outside edge, up on the top part. So I need to just oh, that's kind of a pain in the butt. You like gotta make sure that it's at the edge, not, but yet that the tabs are hitting down. Okay, I think that's it. Oh boy. Let's do this a few more times. And then hope that it covers it all. Yeah, so if we have a space, we're gonna have it, I'll leave it on the short side. That's gonna be butted up against the wall. This is gonna be out on the side. So, but it'll be in front. So we shall see. Now I did find on that first one, I need to kind of make sure that my bends are really 90 degrees. Oh, yeah. Tried to clump somewhere. Have you seen me struggle with this whole thing? Oh, I love that cap, but it's a pain in the butt. Okay, so we're just gonna, again, just a little drop of glue on there. And then we're just gonna butt it right up against the next one. It shows it's butted right up against it. So, I'm gonna make sure those tabs are on. And then we're gonna come around, look at the front, and yeah, I need to pull that forward some. And make sure those tabs are really pushed down. Back here, I'm just kind of using my nail Making sure those tabs are down. Oh, there we go. I think I was up a little bit too far. Okay, next one. Next. Little drops of glue. So you're getting the whole process, because sometimes it's repetitive like this. I mean, it can't be helped. You gotta do so many of these. Now, how is this gonna go around the bend? Like, really? I'm supposed to just bend that? Okay, well, first of all, let's get it settled in the front part. Okay. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna make sure those tabs are down on like the first 4, I think. And then, okay, I'm just gonna kind of hold it. And, and just bend that corner around, I guess. And then guess what we're gonna have to do? We're gonna have to hold it till this glue gets tacky enough. You gotta hold both sides, because if you let go of one or the other comes flying off. So this is a lot of miniatures. There is a lot of kind of, there's some great fun, but there is a little bit of repetitiveness, and there's a little bit of hurry up and wait, and that's okay. That's part of the process, you know. But if you don't expect it, you can kind of be like, what? And so that's why I wanted to do these videos the way that I'm doing them, so that anybody that wants to start doing this has a good idea, because I had no idea. All right, I think that's gonna hold. It looks, well, we'll see when we get, I think, the next one on. Will kind of let us know how that bend is going. Anyways, let's put the next one on. What do we got? Are we really at 53 minutes? Wow. Time flies. Okay, so I'm gonna hold the first one and then bend the rest. I hope. But you know, it's not matching how it did in the picture, because there's like no break in them. And even if we come on, guys, work with me here. Even if we just put this right up against that other one on the curve, there's still a break in it. And I can't do anything about that. It's the way the paper lays. So please hold. No, it's not gonna hold. Damn it. Maybe this one's not bent enough. There, maybe that. Let's bend that one a touch more. And then bend that one in. Ah, crap. I'm trying really, really hard not to cuss here, guys. So my dad said, "Are you cussing and smoking on camera?" No, I'm not. I'm trying not to. It's really hard right now because this is not working how I want it to. If I was more impatient, I could... And that's part of the problem, is I'm just impatient. If I was just patient and held it still, it would have been fine. But now I'm pulling it off this end because I'm not patient. Dang it. Come back here. Which millionth tab is it? Okay. Now go around this corner. Go around the corner. I don't think I have any glue left on the paper. Oh. Okay. Plus it's starting to get hot in here, guys. Whew, it's starting to get really hot. Warm and warm and warm. Okay. Let's put our last one on. And I think that's going to be okay, but I think they need to dry completely so I can kind of shape them. These two middle ones, I think I need to just shape, but they have to be dry so that they don't come pulling off of the wood each time I try to bend the red part. So let's get this on. There's a tiny gap. It's better than I thought. Honestly, way better than I thought. Okay, so let's get that in there. I think no, maybe not. Yeah, I think I need to put a little drop of glue on this end one of the last one I did. I think they got a little dry from me pulling them on and off so much. So see here where it's there's a little split. But see how these ones are like folded out a bit more than these ones. So I think if I kind of fold them in a bit more, so they're more like pointed down, not out. No, it's still it's gonna leave a little split. There is not a split on the picture, but this is reality versus expectations. No, it's not expectation. Well, yeah, it kind of is. It's reality versus their directions is what I'm going to call it. And maybe some of you have done this and you've completed it perfectly and there's no split and it's just me. That is absolutely a possibility. I will not deny that. But I am doing this to the best of my ability and this is what I'm getting. And I just pull that off a little bit. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with, you know, just that little split there. It does look cute. So let me just think real quick. Yeah, because I'm gonna have to. Okay. Well, I'm gonna call it there because I need to turn on my air for a little bit and cool down. But we did get our walls built today. So these are our walls and our little trellis top. So the remainder of the two lights are going to go underneath this. So these are going to sit together, and then this is going to kind of wind through here and then go out our back. So next video, we'll put them all together and secure our lights and get them down into the base that we created last time, and have that all be ready to go. All right, well, again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you have any comments or suggestions or questions, please let me know in the comments. I'll keep up on those. And yeah, this is me. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope to catch you on the next one. Bye.